Hey everyone, welcome to Juani the podcast, episode 3. And today, for the first time ever, we have a guest, and it is none other than my girl, Lulu.
Hi, everybody.
I feel like more nervous than Lulu when doing this podcast because she's my first guest and it's Lulu. So like, I'm freaking out a little bit. Excuse me if me trabo ahí poquito, pero estoy bien emocionada. How do you feel?
I feel very special to be your first guest on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Hold hands.
But I know you're not nervous porque hablamos todos los días.
See, we talk every day and we talk for like hours. Lulu actually came for my son and my daughter's birthday party, which was Saturday. And she's been here since Friday night. And we literally talk all day, like all day. And right now, for some reason, I feel like this is a little bit more nerve-wracking. So I am.
She really knows my whole life, so it's
I do. That maybe that's why, you know?
like, what can I not say, girl?
Yeah, like you guys know, like we have like a very intimate friendship. So what about that friendship can I say? Tell me.
She wants to spill tea, and I'm like,
Whisper it to the mic right now. They won't hear. No, just kidding. But I'm sure everybody knows, and she really doesn't need an introduction. But I'm still gonna let her just introduce herself. Tell us, who is Lulu? What does she do?
So my name is actually Luisa, but I go as Lulu here on the internet. It's my actress name. But I'm 22 and I'm a YouTuber. Been going on for, I think, 3 to 4 years now. No, I think it's about to be 5 probably.
Maybe 6.
Maybe 6, but full time, I think 4 years now. And I'm from LA, and I have one daughter, and I'm married to my lovely husband, Rogelio.
So she is an entrepreneur. She is a business owner. She's a mom. She's a wife. Everything you can think of. Actually, when I met her, I didn't know she was this young because she's like 22 going on like 53 or something. Like sometimes I feel like she's way more mature than me. Just the way you talk and the way you carry yourself, just very, very, very mature for her age. So, yeah, like when she told me, or whenever, actually, I think I figured out your age when you threw your 21st birthday party, and I was like, girl, I'm about to be 50. Like, what am I doing hanging out with, somebody so young? But that's how age is nothing but a number. It's all the way, like, that you think up here. But she's also like, I feel like you have a kid at heart. Like, puede ser muy madura, but you can also be, like, super goofy and fun. And it's just, like, the best combination of the two, which I feel like I'm like that as well. Like, when I have to be very, like, recta soy. Cuando quiero hacer desmadre y medio, lo hago desmadre y medio y me vale madre. ¿Me entiendes? I don't know what's happening to that camera. Behind the scenes, Tito. Cut. Let's go on a little break while we check that camera. That one. Is it that I don't have memory on it anymore? I think it's saying.
No, I think it's just a timing.
And we're back. I was just a little nervous. Ya ven, les digo que estoy nerviosa, pero no me hacen caso. Voy a aventar esto para allá, para que se vea más bonito aquí todo el show. Actually, before we get started, I wanted us to talk a little bit about us as friends, because I feel like we've only been friends. Well, it's been a long time.
3 years.
Pasó rápido.
But I feel like people are barely starting to realize like we're really close friends.
Yeah.
Like this year, because we've been hanging out so much.
Yeah.
But no, we've been friends, like really close friends for like 3 years.
3 years.
And it's that type of friendship that we're on the phone, like 2%.
Yeah.
Just sending voice memos.
Yeah. Like we're
all the time.
I mean, I don't know if it's a thing, but we're like outside the internet type of friendship, like.
Because people are just like, when was Juani like?
Yeah.
It's just new French. I'm like, no, girl, it's not.
Yeah, like we've been friends. I think from the moment that we shared each other's number, it's been like nonstop.
And I don't even know where it started, but.
It started. I'm gonna spill tea. Did I spill tea?
Why?
Because Lulu was thinking about moving to Houston.
Oh, yeah.
So she asked me a few questions about like the house market, like
before I bought my house.
Before she bought her house, she was thinking about moving. So she was like, "Hey, I know you're from Houston. Can you tell me how the house market is? Like, do you know a realtor?" Like, she just wanted to know all the information. And I was like, "Yes, girl, here's my number." So I gave her my number, and like I feel like we clicked right away. But we really this was in December. I remember because I had just bought your Comadre merch. like the gray sweater. And we didn't end up meeting until September of the next year.
On your birthday?
Yeah, when I went for my birthday, and like that was instant, like un instante donde sabías que this was gonna be a long-term friendship, just because we clicked so well, and our husbands did too, and so that was like a big plus, you know, like.
And like we would just talk like hours and hours, and we talk every single day probably.
Yeah. How are we not like aburridas?
Es que siempre tenemos algo que hablar.
Sí, güey, siempre hay chisme, la neta. Siempre hay chisme de cosas tan chiquitas.
And I feel like we're both almost the same because we overshare everything. Like, if I know something, I'm like, Juani, esto.
Yeah.
Y tú también.
Yeah.
Y por eso me hizo muy interesante porque mucha gente no es así. Y más en lo que trabajamos.
Yeah.
Like, if you know something like, hey, girl, ya sabes de esto. Y me das todos los dichos.
Yeah.
Hasta todo. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I actually, that's how we first started. Well, she asked me about Houston.
Yeah, and then you were the first. So I never had a manager when I was on YouTube or a career. Like, and I knew all my friends had it. Everyone I knew. I'm like, girl, how do they do that? I have no idea where to even start.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't know? And I'm like, no. She's like, well, here's my manager. Here, text them, email them. And I'm like, I don't know how. Okay. And she wrote me down this whole thing. I'm like
a template.
And I was just so surprised.
I remember I asked you if you like worked with brands, and you're like, no, because I don't know how to answer the emails. And I'm like, girl, I'm going to show you. So like, le compartí lo que a mí me habían compartido.
Everything.
Yeah, Yvette actually a mí me compartió todo, but I was a lot smaller than her. So I was like, oh my God, like she has such a good crowd. Like she should be able to like work do this for a living, you know? So she was like, I'm going to go through my emails. And I remember you said you were going through your emails, and like you started sending me screenshots of a couple of brands that you replied back to that replied back, and like you were working with them.
And then I would be like, I don't know, it's something really long. She'd be like, girl, no. Tú ponle más presión. Yo, no. Sí. And ella siempre dice, no, tú eres más. Yeah. And I'll be like super scared to do anything. And she even started like help me with my business, my sunglass business. And I was like, I'm so scared. I don't want to do it. ¿Para qué tienes miedo? And I was sending her picture de, ay, qué bonito y todo.
Yeah. I remember cosita. She was like, but how do I get started? And I think I was like, go on Google, because everything is on Google. And Lulu me dice, it's because I don't know, I'm scared.
I feel like I always overthink like I am not good enough.
Ajá. Entonces yo te dije, no, in order for you to do it, lo tienes que hacer ya sin pensarlo dos veces. Y se puso y en un día hizo todo. En un día, like, you went to go register it. En un día pusiste lo que era la website. En un día decidiste which one. So you did everything like all at once. And same with the brands. Yeah, like yo siempre le decía, like you're worth your time. Like you can't be shy. Charge this, charge that, which I wasn't even charging that. But
yeah, she believed in me, and she'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, no sé. She's like, yes, you do. And then she always was just motivating me to do better and better. And now I'm like,
now you're at a whole nother level, you know.
Thank
like
you.
Now she has a manager.
Yeah, and after that, like I was working with them for a few years, and now I just changed, and I'm like.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you. She's doing YouTube full time. Like you got your dream house. You know, you have.
And you've been through everything. Like I would show you a picture of my house. I would like, hey. You were like, yes, girl, yes.
Well, we help each other choose each other's house. Remember?
And it shows like you guys are like, oh, it's a new friendship, no, girl.
Yeah, it's behind the scenes, like more than anything. I feel like even now that you were here these 3 days, I barely even posted that you were here. Like I posted maybe 1 or 2 things about us like hanging out. But we literally, like, desde que nos despertamos hasta la hora de dormirnos, estamos así, sentadas juntas, and, like, it just flows.
But I feel like this year we've seen each other more than every other year. That's why I feel like people are like...
Yeah, they're a little surprised about this.
Yeah, they're surprised. But I'm like,
and I think we're brand new, but we've been. We've been since before you were even legal. Oh, my God. What did you think of me, though?
Ya ni me acuerdo.
Me valiste madre, yeah.
No, I feel like I always tell Rogelio, like, oh my God, amor, es que es bien diferente. Ella no le tiene miedo a nada. Like, she always motivated me.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah,
y estoy muy agradecida porque yo siempre que cuando veo a otra persona que también necesita ayuda, like, siempre me acuerdo como yo quiero ser alguien para ellos como tú eres para mí. You know?
Yeah.
So I always think about
that. And that's the same thing I think.
Yo quiero ser una Juani para alguien.
Oh, that's so sweet. But that's exactly what I think, because Yvette did that to me. And so I always shared with everybody, like, lo que ella me enseñó a mí, aunque yo no lo pueda usar, si alguien más lo puede usar, you know, and that's how, y así va la cadenita, you know. Tú le dices a alguien y es otra persona de decir, oh, yo quiero ser el Lulu para esta persona, y así se van, and then that's how people grow, you know, sin envidia, con el sol para todos, y todo ese show. So, yeah, that's how we became friends, and we've been inseparable ever since. I mean, we've been through everything, like she said, each other's first house, we helped each other buy it. Cuando me embaracé, oh, no, yo te conocí cuando yo estaba embarazada, ya tenía el bebé. Pero cuando your first baby,
and we were pregnant
we
together.
were pregnant together and everything. And our husbands are like a male version of us. Like, they get along so well. They're very, very, very similar. And I thought it was really funny. Last time that she came and, like, you know, I was telling her about my day and, you know, how I'm doing. And she's like, I feel like you're like living my life, but like in another world, like a parallel life. You know how they say somebody's living your exact life, but somewhere else? Así tú y yo. O sea, tú estás viviendo mi vida, pero allá en Los Ángeles y yo acá in Houston. But yeah, that's the story of us as a friendship, which I'm very grateful for. And, you know, hope that we continue to grow together. Y así, güey. Okay.
No te puedo decir a ningún lado. Ya sabes mucho de mí, güey.
Yes. We can both spill some tea. I think we can both really get into that. But
no digas eso.
Let's get started with some of the questions that they asked. Some of them were really interesting, and I think this podcast is just going to be like kind of go with the flow type of deal. Just because I want you guys, again, to see, like, to get to know her as a person, but also get to know us as a friendship. Because I lo vamos a preguntar, and then we're just going to kind of get into like conversations. But this one really stood out to me because I really want to know what people see versus what you are thinking or what's happening behind the scenes, okay? Somebody asked, how is she emotionally? She looks so quiet lately.
You know what's weird? I'm actually like that in person. And you know that, huh? Mm-hmm. And when people meet me, I get very nervous because when I'm on camera, like, obviously I have to drink like so many coffees just to have so much energy and to be this like very outgoing, very energetic person. And for so many years I did that to now I'm like, I'm not that with so much energy. And in person I'm like very chill.
Yeah. I feel like you're very reserved. Mm-hmm. No eres, yo prácticamente siento que soy la misma, ¿no?
No, pero tú hablas mucho. Tú puedes hablar con cualquier persona y de muchas cosas. Ajá. Y yo cuando estoy con un grupo, yo soy la que estoy sentada y estoy calladita.
Yeah, she's very reserved. So much different from the internet. But people don't see, like, the camera, like, YouTube is her job. Mm-hmm. So if she sits there and she's, like, callada and quiet, like, nobody's going to want to watch that. But once you get to know you, though, you are wild. You're goofy as fuck. Like, you're very, very goofy. But you're not like that with everyone.
Pero siento que ahora que tengo una bebé, como cuando grabo, siento que yo uso toda mi energía para ser mamá, para la niña. So now when I'm on camera, like it's so hard to have that much energy that I had before I was a mom.
Yeah.
So even though I'm recording and I'm working, I'm still have my baby right next to me. She's sleeping or there's something to do with her. Like I don't record and my mom's taking care of her, or I don't record it and my husband, like, I'm a full-time mom while I'm recording, when I'm not recording, like.
And I feel like you're also a full-time, like, stay-at-home wife, right? Because since you're doing YouTube, like, especially our husbands that they come from a different background could get confused by us being at home or you being at home and, you know, confuse it by it being a stay-at-home, you know? So I feel like you're being a full-time wife. Le haces a tortillas hechas a mano, güey. O sea, no sé qué pedo con ella. Y su niña, like, full-time. And Catalina is so small. Like, I feel like right now is a prime time cuando requiere toda tu atención.
And ya la conoces. Ella es una niña con muchísima energía. Muchísima. Ella todo el día quiere estar caminando, quiere estar haciendo todo. Like, no puedo dejarla un ratito, etcétera, porque nunca está así. So, lleva mucho de mi energía. So, ahora siento que ven otra versión de mí que no han visto. So, están como, ay, ya no es igual. Sí. Pero es que la verdad no soy igual.
O sea, ya cambiaste adaptada a lo que está pasando en tu vida. Like,
pero sí soy más callada en persona.
Sí. O sea, mucho ha cambiado mucho ha cambiado, pero al mismo tiempo sí es así, like, en persona, sí no toma cualquier extraño para que le saque su energía, así como
Porque
yo.
cuando estaba en la fiesta, like, una vez siento que sí, me siento awkward.
Yeah.
Because people, like, how your cousins, like, they know me on social media.
Yeah.
And they're, like, excited to see me and
Yeah.
todo. Pero when I'm there, I'm just, like, quiet.
Yeah, you're
And
like,
I'm
quack,
oh.
quack, quack.
Yeah, I'm kind of just, like, on my own world. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, should I be talking? Or should I
Yeah.
be doing this? Should I
Yeah.
be, like...
Yeah, but in reality, I feel like I've met, though, a lot of Lulus that are like that. Like, in person, they're a little bit more reserved, and it's like, okay, I'm off camera, so, like, this is my time to be me, you know? And I feel like it's also hard, porque como, por ejemplo, el sábado en la fiesta, siento que 90% de las personas que están ahí knew who you were. And, like, you feel like a normal person, so you walking into a party and, like, y llegó tarde. Entonces llegaron a fiesta.
Está hablando de su fiesta del niño que
Sí, la fiesta
acaba
del
de pasar el
ajá,
sábado.
el sábado. Llegó tarde y luego le digo, güey, es que eres famosa, güey, o sea, eres famosa. Entonces va entrando y all eyes on her, like all eyes on her. And I feel like that gives you like almost anxiety, huh? Yeah. But she's really cool. She's really cool, and I'm so lucky that I got to see like the other version of her because I really really like every single version because I can turn like it's like almost I can switch you based on like what I'm feeling too. Like if I feel goofy, I can be goofy with you. You're gonna follow along. If I'm not feeling well, I'll tell you, and you like.
Like yesterday, we were just chill vibes. Like we're all like in pajamas the whole day. In her house, watching movies.
Yeah.
We ordered DoorDash. Like,
yeah.
Like, I know she doesn't have to be, like, taking me to tourist places.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you're down to just be here, like, watching movies because I cannot imagine, like, having energy to even get up and take you somewhere today because the day before we got home at 4 and, like, I have 2 kids of my own, so it's very draining. So it was, like, kind of very nice to just be able to stay home on a Sunday and like we all kind of like had a family day, you know? And then at night we went to downtown. We'll insert some pictures, some of your pictures because I didn't take any, but we'll insert some pictures. We went to downtown to a little park and we just picnicked at night. We literally ate dinner at like 11.
Oh my God, I didn't even know it was that late.
She was like, what are we going to do right now? Are we just going home? And I'm like, baby, it's 11. And she's like, 11? I thought it was like 9. So, el día se nos fue de volada y en hacer nada. Solo pura hueva. So, yeah, I mean, I like that response, and I think that's so true. Then that ties in with this next one, what we were talking about, what we were doing yesterday. So, how do you like Houston, and would you move to Houston?
I think Houston is pretty nice. I like it, but I would never move. Like, when I didn't know Houston and, like, I didn't know what it was being, like, alone.
Uh-huh.
Like, without my family, I was like, yeah, let's move. Like, I don't care. Like, mama knows, like, crazy life. Like, who cares? The houses are cheap. Let's do it. But now, like, I like Houston and everything, pero no para moverme. Pero no más eso, I would just not move because of my family.
Yeah.
Like, now that I've been alone.
Yeah.
Because I live far from my family, I'm like, oh, girl.
Yeah.
Like, I want to move back.
Right.
Like, I wish I didn't make that decision.
Like, you want to move back to where your mom was.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like even now that you see, like, how close me and my mom are, huh? You're like, oh, my God, that's exactly, like, what would help me out so much. And I feel like I would do the same. I would never move just because of... I would always say que me quiero mover a un lugar diferente, pero nunca me iría sin mi familia también. I feel like family is everything. But you like Houston. How about the weather, though?
No. And I feel like Houston is nice for, like, 2-3 days. But I don't know. I just do not see myself. Like, I feel like in 1 hour, I be going to Houston, the whole Houston, and I'm done.
It's just we drive a lot in here. Like, my office space is maybe like 45 minutes from my house.
So far.
And that's like, I would say with mid-traffic. With traffic, you're talking about a good hour 10 maybe. And with no traffic, you're talking about still a good 30
I feel
minutes.
like I've seen all of Houston already.
And she hasn't. She's literally only been on the north side of Houston and the south side of Houston. Like, honestamente no hemos tenido tiempo de llevarlos hacia lugares que tú digas chingones, bonitos. No. They're foodies though. Like, we've taken them to good restaurants, but I haven't taken you to anywhere like touristy technically. So.
Like, what is it? You don't even like.
I'm like, Galveston? That's our little beach. No, we have we have a Margaritaville, and it's like a
It's
margarita.
because we come with kids, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like different.
So I really would like to take you guys to like the Margaritaville. We have the lagoon, like a fake lagoon, man-made lagoon that's like so cool. And then we have Crosby where they do like the off-roading and todo eso. I think Compadre would really enjoy stuff like that.
Like all that is like when you're alone.
Yeah, like we have so many different activities that we can do, but yeah, we have to do them at night. Or
Like
no
what
kids.
can we do with kids? She's like, we will go to aquarium.
No, I didn't say aquarium, zoo. I said zoo.
Oh, zoo.
I hate the aquarium. I not my vibe, but yeah, there's not many things to do with
And
kids.
it was like 9 in the night. And I'm like, what should we do with the kids?
I was like, babe, it's 9. Nothing. Just put them to sleep. Someone said, would you ever consider surgery? If so, what will get done? And then somebody else said, will you ever get a BBL? Ooh, tea.
So before I had kids, I was like, no, like it's not for me.
She got booty though.
No, but now that I have a baby, I'm like, I don't know. But I don't know, like it's confusing. Maybe when I'm done having kids, if BBLs are even in,
Yeah.
because it's kind of dying now.
Yeah. It's
I
'cause
keep
feel
seeing
like,
it on TikTok. It's like dying out or something.
well, I feel like it depends on your body though. Like wait, yo soy una pared. O sea, I'm flat as can be. I gotta wear a faja, like those that kind of lift your butt every day. But so that I would not hold back from getting a BBL. But you have a good like booty. You have booty size. I don't think you need one, but
I don't think I have one. I just feel like it's just like normal.
you don't not have one. Like you have a booty, but
I have
it's
a
not
panza
like
too.
huh?
I have a panza now.
Well, yeah, but I feel like we have kids at this point. It comes with the territory.
But maybe if I do something, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I do want something and I don't. I'll see when I'm done having kids. But it's like not on the table, but it's like in the room. It
could be, yeah. Okay, somewhere in here, just not there.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not something I'm like, I want it.
Yeah,
I want it. I'm not
but you know
thinking about
what?
it.
Like before kids, I used to like. Well, not say not want it, but it wasn't even like ni siquiera me pasaba como X. Sorry, ando mormada. Ni me pasaba por la mente. Pero ahorita que ya I'm done having kids, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, give me the biggest mommy makeover ever, you know?
But I think I'm really, like, when I see, like, girls, I like when they have lipo, like, on their body. It makes their bodies look so nice.
I have actually went to a surgeon, I think. Yeah. My chosen surgeon, I think, right now. I don't know yet. But they suggested a tummy tuck, lipo, and a skinny BBL, which is just kind of like a more natural looking butt. And so I'm so down, but it was so funny because he was like, you're like the tummy tucks, they literally cut you open, te abren la carne hasta arriba and then te cierran, right? And he's like, no, your tummy tuck is not gonna hurt, your BBL is not gonna hurt, the lipo is what hurts. And I don't know why I thought lipo was like not that like
and I feel like it was like
heavy.
fast.
Yeah, but todo el mundo y su mamá se están haciendo lipo ahorita, which is fine. All for freaking, you know, like whatever you want to do and can do to make yourself feel better, you know?
Siempre le digo, cuando me pregunta, le digo, pues cuando tú te lo hagas, voy a ver.
Sí, yo le dije, te va a encantar, güey, ya te veo, te voy a
Pero le voy a
llevar.
preguntar porque mucha gente, like, they look nice y luego le pregunta, ay, no, I want another one, or no me gustó esto, you know, so. Te voy a preguntar y tú me dices la verdad. Y ya
Sí, pues no, pues la voy a dejar que vea, ya tú vas a decir, y ya no va a traer faja. De hecho, was that the first faja you ever owned?
No.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
But, like, I get them y me da una hueva ponérmelos.
Yo no salgo sin mi faja.
I can't, like, I hate being uncomfortable.
And I feel comfortable with the faja. Like, without the faja, I feel, like, suelta.
That's why I don't like wearing jeans.
Oh.
Nomás sí de fuerza me los pongo.
En eso sí no nos parecemos nada, porque a mí me encanta.
Look how I'm dressed and look how she's dressed. Pero estoy vestida así, no, porque no quiero, porque my flight was supposed to be yesterday. Porque pensé que el 13 era domingo. Pues ahora es el 3.
Y hoy es lunes, por si no sabían.
Estoy así porque no tengo ropa. Si no...
Así no agárrense porque ni me conocen. And we are back. And we're going to continue with a few more questions. Ya no hay muchas, okay? No te me pongas nerviosa. Esta me pareció muy interesante y también I liked it a lot because I'm really intrigued in how you feel and what you think. But this one says, how is therapy helping with the way of being a first-time mom?
I love it. I've been telling you so many years to go.
Yeah.
And I always recommend it to everybody because it just helps me so much. So I start purposely going to therapy every Monday. So I do it every single Monday, and I go early in the morning. So my mi cita es a las 10 de la mañana.
Oh, wow.
10? Yeah, at 10 in the morning every day. Because I want to start it early in the morning so it could like fresh week, and it could just
That's a good tactic.
Yeah, because I notice when I don't go on a Monday, like I'm just dragging.
Yeah, the whole week. And I feel like I feel like your maturity level comes from, because therapy is not new to you. Like you've been going to therapy for a very long time. So I feel like your maturity level and your way of thinking comes from like therapy.
So I've been going to therapy since I could remember. The first time I ever stepped foot in a therapist was when I was probably in 5th grade.
Wow.
But that was a different. Like I've been going to so many therapists, and it's true when they say like not every therapist is for you. Because until now, and I'm 22 right now, I found the therapist. I'm like, okay, girl, like this is her, like this is mine.
Yeah.
And it was until we started speaking Spanish as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like if the therapist doesn't come as the same background as you, it's really hard for them to understand
what you're like.
How like your culture, why parents do this, why dads or moms, why husband, like the way I feel like Mexican culture is very different.
Yeah.
Than every culture is different. So if someone understands the background and if sometimes I don't know how to explain it in English and I explain it to her in Spanish, it's like flows better.
Right.
Yeah. And I told you, I tell Juani, go.
Yeah, I've been dragging going to therapy forever and a day. And the fact that I've had 2 kids back to back, and as you guys know, I have Rockham now, which is another baby of it on its own, really has taken a toll on me. And she's been telling me for such a long time, like, go to therapy. And I kept dragging it, but I've gone to 3 therapy sessions already, or 2.
Out of you?
2, yeah. And she's Hispanic, yeah. And so también le saco el Spanglish, like I talk in Spanish, and I love it. Like I feel like so I was dreading it for so long, but when I'm there, I'm like, oh my God, can I be here for a little longer?
Yes, dude. I wish I could just be like, okay, 1 more hour.
Yeah.
Like it goes by in 10 seconds. Like I'm barely like sobbing, and she's like, okay, like I'll see.
You're like, girl, I'm barely gonna start crying.
Yeah, and there's something as a mom, like you always want to look forward things, and not like to me, I don't know about you, but if I don't have something to be looking forward to, like I get depressed. Yeah, I just feel so like out of it. So therapy has been something, because now that I'm like a more of a stay-at-home mom, or not stay-at-home, like working stay-at-home mom, you could say.
Yeah, like it's like a work from home mom.
It's hard because sometimes I don't get out the house all week. Oh yeah, so many days. So knowing that I have therapy on a Monday, like, okay, I just had to reach there.
Right, yeah.
And it just helps a lot.
It does. And it really, like, you guys, yo soy bien testaruda, que yo pienso que lo sé todo y cosas así. Pero, like I said, I've only been going 2 or 3 times. I can't remember how many times. But it really, like, those 3 times have really opened up, like, my eyes into situations that I really, like, had no idea how to like get out of, and I agree, like my therapist leaves me homework, and so like once she starts saying like, okay, and your homework, I'm like, oh no, not the homework, but I go Tuesdays, but ni lo había pensado así. I just go Tuesdays because like I think she gives me like Tuesdays or Thursdays. But now I'm going to try to see if I can go Mondays because that's awesome, like, to start off your day. I go at 11 a.m. too, so.
Yeah, you, like, start off your week and you're like, okay, I got this. And it just, I've seen, like, myself, like, I just motivate, like, okay, as soon as I leave therapy, I'm like, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do this. And the question was, like, how does it help me as a mom? Yeah. It helps me so much because I feel like I became more of a patient mom, more of understanding. Because when I didn't, like, I've always gone, but, like, since I had baby, but I feel like and when I see myself, I feel like I would hold things. I would get more angry, less patient. Wouldn't want to be like you know. And now that I just have someone to just vent to,
Yeah.
I'm like, hi, baby.
Yeah, you're like, hi, today, Catalina. Yeah, no.
And it just like
And you said you've been going to therapy since like 5. So how has that been?
so
Like,
since I was in fifth grade,
oh, fifth grade.
I started going to therapy. The first time I ever like stepped foot in therapist was when I was in fifth grade. I remember because I would get a lot of bullying in middle school. So my mom has been going for a long time. My
Oh,
mom,
that's so
yeah, so
good.
my mom has been going for her whole life to therapy, and because she has depression right her whole life. So I feel like it helped that like I was brought into that, like into therapy, because my dad, who does not believe in therapists, does not believe in medication, none of that. If I had parents just like that, then I would never known this world of therapy. But because my mom pushed it, like, okay, she knew I was getting bullied, she knew I was like sad when I was small and everything, and pushed me to a therapy. It like helped.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But I
I'm
did
so
struggle
glad.
with finding a good therapist
Yeah.
until now.
Because I feel like, I mean, I haven't told my mom, but to be honest, I feel like my parents probably wouldn't believe in therapy either. So to have that like support system there and kind of like guiding you, that's badass. Like that's a good thing to have. So props to Mama Bear, you know. And I'm sure that's something that you're gonna encourage Catalina
Even
once.
Rogelio.
Yeah?
Like we've gone together because sometimes like I don't know how he doesn't understand that. So I'm like, oh, just bring him.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that he like is open
He's
to
open
that
to it.
too.
You know, I've been trying to convince Toño too. Just because it's hard. Like, ya cuando es muy bonito estar de novios o hasta estar recién casados y niños y todo, pero ya cuando te casas, llevas varios años casada y tienes hijos and kids come involved, then, like, things do change. And I feel like us women, we're so, like, attached to our heart that, like, we want to keep, like, a certain, I don't know, a certain like love life that we picture in our head alive. And for men, it's like they once they get married, it's like they almost go into different, like a different perspective of what a man of the household should be like, right? So it's kind of hard to get them to understand like my point of view, especially being brought up or being around nothing but like people that believe that men have a place and women have a place, and it's like the romantic side of things kind of like stays at home and ahí se queda, o sea, ya no sale de ahí cuando antes de novios pues no era así, you know. So I've been trying to convince homeboy to go, todavía no le llego, pero pues a ver si un día de esto se atreve a ir.
Yeah, I was surprised when he was like very open about it, because like I would tell him like all this, because he was like he was never brought up to that, like to him that's like to his family it's not normal, it's not something like guys do.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a very healthy thing to do.
Yeah, that's
Even
awesome.
if there's no problems at home, no,
Yeah.
you don't have to go to therapy because there's a problem with you, with your husband. Like, it's just healthy to go.
Yeah, and like it's crazy because that's what I thought. Like you have to go to be going through major pedos para decir voy a ir a terapia. Pero no, güey, o sea, la terapista me habla de bien cosas de que y luego ¿qué ha pasado? ¿Cómo estás? No, pues aquí es que fíjate que andamos entrevistando para esta posición. Oh, ¿y por qué? And like she starts going into conversations super X. Que
Like
no,
if I was talking
sí,
to
güey,
you
o
and
sea, que
stuff
no,
like
no
that.
tengo problemas con esas conversaciones. Like, she just wants to know me, what I'm thinking, what I'm going through. And I don't necessarily have to go there and talk about a problem each, which is what I thought. I'm not even going to lie. Before this is so embarrassing, but before my first therapy session, I even TikTok like the hashtag, like first therapy session, what to talk about. So I could practice what I was going to talk about, because I was like, what am I gonna say? Like, ¿qué dice la gente, you know? Entonces yo quería como copiar a alguien más para decir, ok, pues voy a tener algo de qué hablar. Pero no, güey, o sea, yo me senté y my therapist, hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Oh, ¿cuántos años tienes? Bla, bla, bla. Ok, y cuéntame un poquito de ti. Y boom. O sea, la conversación salió y hasta cosas que ni, like, I didn't even know were happening in my life, you know? Like, everything just came out.
Yeah, like when I also thought before, like I had to be angry, you had to be sad.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I was like, sometimes I just don't know what to talk to you about. I was like, it took like no, what was it? What did I ask her? I was like, I don't know what I asked her, but she was like, therapy works better when like you're not like explosive or anything. Like, so when you think like you have to be angry, it works when you're more calm. And it works better. Like, it works like for your future more when you're just like talking or more than you're like, it's because this is happening. Because she's just working on that moment. But if you're more calm, like just like how you say chill, then she's gonna be able to help you.
Yeah, because my first therapy session I cried, and like my second therapy session it was like X, o sea, llegué feliz y salí feliz. O sea, salí bien y llegué bien.
Yeah, because people think something has to be happening to my life, but therapy works more when things are like normal.
Yeah, I agree. So
because it's not just for that moment, you know. It's like
and like I said, like sometimes we think we know what direction we want to take our life, and it's like these people are trained to help you see different versions that you might not agree with, but that you could still consider. And then you choose if you want to take what they tell you and apply it to your life or let it go. You know, that's one thing that helped me too, that I saw a TikTok that said, remember, going into your first therapy session, you're not working for the therapist is working for you. You get to decide what you take. You get to decide if you want to fire them or not. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, you are in control. You are paying them, so you're the leader, you're the boss. And I went in there like, okay, yeah, you're right. Why should I be afraid about what she's gonna ask me if I'm in control? If I don't want to talk about it, move on to the next topic. And pero hasta ahorita, gracias a Dios, todo bien, you know. So I'm glad, and we encourage everyone to go at least to one. I promise it's life changing. Yeah, it's expensive. It is though.
How much do you pay?
I pay $150.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
in LA,
I've noticed. Okay, so before when I was smaller, like it was through insurance.
Oh.
And I feel like it just does not work for me. I don't know if it's no shade, no tea.
No shade, no tea.
To any therapist works through insurance.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I don't know.
They're not as personable, maybe.
No, I don't know what it is, but now that I have insurance now, and I still like this therapist that I have doesn't work with insurance, and they had to be out of pocket, and I just feel like it's just so much better.
Yes, it's worth it,
and that's what people don't understand. It's like so expensive, but it's like, girl.
I feel like that's where you come in, and it really like changes you, because you're actually investing into it, and you never want to invest into something that's not going to work. So a mí sí me duele poquito el codo, pero digo, bueno, si estoy pagando, me voy a desahogar bien, sin que me valga madre si me están juzgando, no me está juzgando esta señora. Like, I'm gonna see what she got to say, you know. So like every penny's worth, you know. So it's like you're finally doing, like, the way I feel, I'm finally doing something for myself. Why am I limiting myself for this? You know, el día que no pueda, pues no puedo y ya. Pero ahorita que Diosito, gracias Diosito, me está dando la oportunidad, pues la voy a aprovechar y le voy a echar las ganas ahí, you know. Hace poquito, bueno, sí, hace poquito, hubo un chismesazo que de hecho yo no me di cuenta de ese chisme como hasta una semana después, o creo que 3 días después, pero ya había no el mero día, pero hubo un chismesazo que dice aquí.
No sé, no me gustan los chismes.
Que había un rumor que el Rogelio tenía otra mujer en México. ¿Qué pex con eso, compadre?
No, si vieron ese TikTok, ¿quién fue?
Confess right now.
It was like the most randomest time. I was like, ¿de dónde sacaron estos chismes?
Yeah. How did you feel?
Like, me and Rogelio were in the couch together, and then I saw TikTok. People started tagging me, like,
they sent
on
it to
Instagram.
You.
Yeah, people started sending me the TikTok. I'm like, what is this? I thought when I saw it, I was just like, you know how some people just repost it and they put a like cute like song about in the back. I did not read it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just like got out of the comment. And I kept saying everyone like keep
tagging,
like, sending it to me on Instagram. I was like, ¿qué es esto? And then I read it. I'm like, what? And then Rogelio's like, ¿qué? And I was like, Ira. He's like, ¿qué? But the thing was, what did it say? It was like,
it said, let me see.
I don't remember what it said, but
it said something about cuando te casas por los papeles, pero tienes el amor de tu vida en México o algo así.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it was like a meme that they were trying to do. But then people,
to me, I thought it was like a trend, like one of those trends que hacen y que luego te ponen una foto y luego otra y así. Pero ya después vi que no, ¿eh?
And then I started seeing the comments like, oh, he's cheating. Oh, he has another wife. But they were saying he had another wife in Mexico. Like, the comments were like, I don't know if they were taking it out of context. I don't know what they were doing. I was like,
But did it, like, at the moment, did it make you, like, overthink and, like,
No,
feel some
until
type
I
of way?
started seeing the comments, they're like saying ugly stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when someone sees an ugly comment, then they're like, they're more motivated to leave more ugly comments. Like, yeah, Lulu is like the dumb person that would stay, or Lulu, like they would just start saying stuff about me. I'm like, girl.
Like, and they don't even see, like, like, people don't even realize that you guys are, like, real people, and it's not like you don't read.
But I was like, I feel like it was a time for haters to like shine, but it was like crazy because I feel like a lot of people like, girl, this, like, I was in my home. And I feel like I was trying not to involve myself in anything. So people try to just make stuff up because they like don't know what else to say.
Yeah. And aparte, I feel like, bueno, a lo que yo pensé al principio, ¿verdad? Yo también tontita que decía, sí es cierto. Sí es cierto. O sea, si el compadre tuvo un amor de su vida, algo así que cuando dejas el amor de tu vida en el rancho. Like, I feel like most people have had a relationship before. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a girl he dated, like, before he came
You did
to
like,
the U.S.
Maybe that's his ex-girlfriend or something.
Like, who cares? Maybe the girl's ardida or, like, somebody else is, like, still butthurt, and él se vino y hizo toda una vida acá, y a lo mejor sí, a lo mejor la dejó allá como novia y nunca. I know so many girls from Mexico that, like, were dating a guy y el muchacho se vino para acá y ya las dejaron olvidadas, you know? So I was like, okay, maybe it could be that, you know?
Okay, so you told me that, but I feel like that TikTok had so many perspectives of every. It wasn't just like saying, oh, this guy has someone over there. No, he said, cuando.
Dejas el amor de tu vida.
But it was kind of like everyone had, like, could be like, thought, maybe it gave everyone a different thought. Like, you thought, oh, maybe he left the next, and someone else thought, like, oh, he's cheating, or oh, he has a wife, or everyone had, like, it wouldn't say it directly, you know?
Yeah.
So everyone had, like, oh, maybe a different perspective.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. But did you feel a little celosita?
No, it was, like, confusing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone knows.
And I feel like you always, like, you siempre, a lo que yo te he visto, eres una persona que siempre se asegura de hacer las cosas bien para no estar como en polémicas, en rumores, and, like, you've been through a lot, and a lot that you really don't talk about, but maybe in the future you'll talk about, like, your upbringing y todo eso, and you always te cuidas tanto que, I mean, I was just worried because I feel like se ha cuidado tanto, and then something like this could be kind of like a blur, like, it all happened at once, and, like, it was on a Panchito's channel, and, like, you know, so it was kind of like all at once, and I was just worried for you, you know?
I was okay.
And what about compadre? How did he feel? He was laughing probably?
No, he was laughing. He was like, what? He was confused. He was like, I have no idea who that is.
¿Pero qué?
But the thing is like, okay, so Rogelio, everyone always tells me, his whole family, his friends that I know, his friends that I've met, they're always like, es que es muy diferente cuando llegó a los Estados Unidos de que cuando estaba allá. So, like, I knew that, you know, because everyone's like, so Rogelio, so maybe because you guys don't know his background when he was over there, and you guys see him here, and he's, like, very, like, outgoing, he says so many bad words, and he's, like, this crazy desmadroso guy. Over there, his and his family is very, very religious, like,
okay.
straight religious, like, he's Adventista. His mom has the meetings at his house. So he came very, like, his mom was very strict and very religious. And when he was, like, from a younger, he was very quiet. He didn't talk to nobody. Like, he was more like that. So when he came over here, this is when, like, the compadre that we all know. So over there, like, how his friends, like, es que no hablaba, le tenía miedo a hablar con otra gente. So then I'm like,
you brought out, like, lo hiciste sentir cómodo, and you brought out the true in Rogelio. Because that's a Rogelio I met.
Yeah.
Not the quiet one.
I cannot picture him like that.
Like, I can't stand Rogelio right now. He be capping on me all day, and he's always echándome pleito y todo. So,
yeah.
Nada
and
que
then
ver.
his friends make fun of him. He's like, ay, por fin, yo pensé que ibas a ser como...
Like, que iba a ser como calladito, más reservado.
Nunca pensé que iba a besar a una mujer.
Yeah, en serio. And you're like, I got a kid.
And they'll make fun of me, like, oh, tú eres el que primero hablaste con él. Like,
that you initiated?
Yeah. Because they don't imagine him doing that.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Because it doesn't seem like
No, he's so wild.
Yeah.
Like,
so over there, when he was Mexican, he never said bad words.
What?
So when his mom started seeing him in the videos, he's like,
She was shook.
Especially because he says like the B word.
Yeah.
So it's like over there like horrible. But I mean, everyone says it over there in Sinaloa.
Sí.
But him and his family were very reserved, very.
What?
That's why when his mom comes out in the videos, everyone thinks she'll be like all upgoing now. She's very like quiet, very religious.
Dang, I would have never pictured that because he's like a natural.
Yeah, he never drank over there.
Oh, wow. Well.
But todos cantan cuando vienen acá, ¿verdad?
Sí, es que el norte, lo cambió el norte. But there you go, you guys. Todo estaba bien en casa. Uno acá preocupado, pero todo en casa.
Yeah, but it just made, the comments were making me sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, people don't know what to talk about, so they'll just be like making up stuff.
First
and
of all,
they were just saying so many bad stuff about me, and I'm like,
yeah, it was sad. And I feel like, como te digo, muchas de las veces esta gente no piensa como how they can affect a real person, you know, and like you said, the actual video didn't make you upset. It's just the comments that you were like, wow, like.
But there was actually a lot of my comadres like.
Sí, there was a lot of love. I saw it. Yeah. Creo que te mandé decir, no te preocupes, mira la gente y la comadre tranquila. Pero no, mira, mucha gente te está como echando porras y todo eso. So, but no, like I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure everybody else is glad to hear it. So let's take another little break. Because esto va para largo. No, ya casi vamos a terminar, pero vamos a dejarlos descansar a ustedes un ratito y ahorita regresamos. Okay. We're back from our break.
You knew that was there?
Yeah.
She's having too much fun with this new equipment.
I literally got all this for my girl, so that I could give you guys a good quality podcast. Oye, pero apenas estamos entrando a lo bueno, entonces agárrate porque te voy a agarrar. Fíjate que el otro día estaba live on TikTok. I was live on TikTok, and I went live early in the morning. I was getting ready, doing a get ready with me, and somebody commented. She didn't have a profile picture, of course, and she commented on my live, and she said, tell us the tea about los compadres getting a divorce. Girl, ¿por qué no me habías contado? Cuéntame, ¿qué pedo con ese comentario? ¿Qué pedo?
That's funny because I don't know, like randomly, I started getting a bunch of people asking me.
Like a surge of comments?
Yeah, and I'm like, where are they getting this from?
And I think it comes with the same thing cases too, right? That now you're like a work from home mom plus a new time mommy plus a wife. And like I told you guys, like this girl does so much. Like she cooks, she cleans. And let me tell you, she got that ring. No, she cooks, she cleans. She's a mom. Like she's so dedicated to every little area. So where do you think these comments were coming from?
I have no idea. Like it was just so random. Like, I started getting these comments like, oh, are you getting divorced? Are you guys okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? Where is the divorce coming from? Like, I've never mentioned that.
Yeah.
They started asking my mom, like, what?
Your
like,
mom?
Yeah.
Oh, because she does YouTube, too.
Like, they even tell her, like, the reason why they're getting, the reason why your daughter is getting a divorce is because eres muy metida.
Are you serious?
And I'm like, what?
These people are crazy.
Because they're like...
And Rogelio acá atrás loving your mom.
Yeah, and it was so weird because it started just, like, I don't mention it.
Yeah.
I don't. So...
Oh, you don't pay attention to it.
I don't bring it up. I don't tell them anything. So people hate that.
Yeah.
So they just want to keep, assuming. They're getting divorced because of this. And I'm like, first of all, I've never talked about divorce.
Yeah. And like I said, I feel like there's so much story to you, like not in a bad way, but like I know Lulu in a really deep personal way. And like I know that there's so much of her that she could say that I feel like I hope that at some point you talk about your life and all that stuff, but you've always been like, oh no, this is not what I want to portray to my people. Like I want to portray, Lulu the working mom, Lulu the entrepreneur, and like to me it's just so crazy how you've worked so hard and all of a sudden homeboy has a wife in Mexico and all of a sudden you're getting a divorce, and that's probably where it started. Like these people are probably like, no, it was true, or like I don't know, they're believing it, no sé.
Because people just they're bored, I guess, so they want to make up a story.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy because you actually said that you ended up finding the girl of the picture, ¿no? Y
People started tagging me.
Que era como de Zacatecas, o sea, de un lugar que nada que ver con Sinaloa.
And she had some, like, she was like TikToker and everything.
So alguien nada que ver con ustedes, que ustedes nunca han conocido en su vida. Y toda la gente.
And people that just found her, like people are invested in this chisme, and they'll be like, okay, let's find it, and they want to find everything, or they want to make up stuff, and it's just because I don't give it any more leads.
Yeah.
And so people are trying to find stuff. So they're like, okay, they're doing this, or they're like, one of them was like, a lot of people were saying like, oh, porque yo siempre estoy muy cerca de mi mamá.
Y eso.
So they're like, and Rogelio doesn't like that. And I'm like,
oh my God.
When did he say that? Or I don't even I see my mom like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I wish I saw her all the time.
Yeah. No, and I feel like like from what I could pick up from Rogelio, he really, really likes your support system, which is your mom, your sister.
And he right now, like he loves my family.
Yeah.
And he'll like right now so like 2 years ago he did the la cocina de mi mamá. And then my mom just told him, oh, me gustaría pintarla otra vez. He literally, him and his brother just did it.
Like, abrir y cerrar los ojos y ya le estaban pintando.
And they were like, ¿cuánto te voy a cobrar? No, nada.
Ay, cosita.
Like,
sí, son cosas que la gente no se da cuenta.
No se dan
Por eso
cuenta.
te digo que, like, ahora que miré ese comentario del divorce, and I had seen, like, your comments and that. O sea, lo que no lo saben, they start, like, kind of making up their own scenarios in their head of
because they want to.
What could be happening or like what could happen, and it's like it's crazy how they just feel like they know somebody based off of like what your blogs are mostly like 15 minutes 20 minutes the most. I think you do pretty short blogs, so like how the hell do you guys come up with stuff like that on a freaking 15-minute blog? You and Rogelio are literally, well, he's working now, huh?
But he still works from like home too.
From home?
So he actually just started his own business.
Oh, okay.
Him and his brother.
Tell us about that. Is that business going to sponsor this podcast today?
So it's one of Rogelio's dream. Has been one of his dream. And so when his brother came, he's a carpenter.
Carpenter.
So he taught Rogelio, and together they're making this business. They're making like cabinets, or we're finishing them, and all of this, like whatever you guys want, they'll do. Yeah. So been working from home, so he's very busy.
Fíjate que
I barely even see him, and he's at home.
Fíjate que sí vi que they remodel your restroom, and it looked really, really pretty. But like, I don't understand Comadre, because sometimes he's working like with construction, and then he was doing that. So like, no.
The thing is, like, I told him, like, you don't have to work.
Yeah. Like,
we could do YouTube full time. Yeah. Like, we've been.
And you guys have 2 channels now.
Yeah, we've been doing it, and gracias a Dios no va muy bien.
But
there's just some people that, to them, that's not enough. Like, if he's not working with his hands, to him it's like.
Did he get those comments like, oh, ya nada más está viviendo de Lulu o cosas así?
No, he never did. But to him, like, he loves working.
Yeah, I feel like he does.
No puede estar sentado.
Wait, no, cuando estábamos allá, he had to be doing something, dándole de comer a los animales, acá, o limpiando
so
acá.
He's home, and he's not really home.
Yeah, like, he's on it.
This whole, since November of last year, he stopped working, because I begged him.
Like, his construction job.
Yeah, his construction job. I begged him because, like, it's been my dream, like, us working on YouTube, and he likes that too. He loves it, but to him, it's just like he just can't be sitting down doing.
Yeah.
And YouTube is like, it's hard. It's working, but it's not like all day. It's like maybe one day you do so much, and then the next day there's nothing, and then the next day there's so much, and then they and because I would do like edit and do all this, and to him it's just like, okay, like, we're not recording every single day.
Yeah.
And we don't have to, we could live off that. Pero para él, it's just like.
So he wanted to just stay busy.
He likes staying busy. And it's weird because some guys are just like that.
Yeah, and it's good for him to, like, congratulations on his business, by the way. It's good for him to be doing, like, or working on his dreams as well. Because even though he likes YouTube, if his dream was always to have his own business, like, that, like, working on, like, your dream life is lo que te alimenta la vida, like, what keeps you going, what motivates you. At the end of the day, I could really enjoy having a business or having this and have this. If this is not what's making me happy, I'm never going to be satisfied with life,
And I always knew that. Like, I knew, like, he's that type of guy. There's some guys, like, all my
como por ejemplo, a Toño le encantaría estar en la casa.
Like, all my YouTube friends, husbands,
Yeah.
they love
Yeah.
like working YouTube, and
Yeah.
and because I saw that, I was like, amor,
Yeah.
let's do it.
You thought it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought like everyone would love that job.
Yeah, yeah.
And he loves it. He loves doing it.
Yeah.
But he just not that type of guy who just could just
Do that.
be chill, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he still does it and stuff, but and I knew his dream was that, and so I helped him.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, long story short, Rogelio has been working on himself. Now he has his brother here from Mexico is working on his business, and you guys just have so much going on, right? That
And we haven't even this. I'm really just announcing it. Like the people don't know. Like I made their Instagram. I'm the one that does the content for them, and that's the way that I'm helping him.
Yeah.
Build his dream just the way he helped me build my dream.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And people like we haven't announced it or anything that he's doing that, but because he's so busy now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, la gente divorciándolo.
Yeah.
Y tú allá echándole ganas a sus sueños.
Yeah,
alimentando
I'm like helping
sus
him
sueños.
do this and that, man, because we just don't. Right now, he doesn't have time to like be filming or.
Yeah, but you know what? I like that. Like, and I think like going back to therapy, I think that has helped you out a lot to grow as a person, to feel like you don't necessarily have to explain yourself to anybody to be good, you know, like you guys are doing good in the background y ustedes piensen lo que quieran, nosotros acá en pareja le echamos ganas, you know, like that's really, really good to see, and I'm so happy, and like I just couldn't stress it enough that like I wish people would be there with you guys 24/7 so they could know.
Yeah, and all my friends are confused too.
Yeah.
Because they would leave so many comments.
And like you guys,
they're like, what?
I'm not on social media like all the time. You know, I'm not really like, I'm not a dedicated like content creator. So when I do get comments like that, like sí me sacaban de onda porque a mí nunca, pues, no, o sea, nunca me preguntan de nadie ni de nada, nomás de mí, you know? So veo eso y digo, güey, qué pedo, like, y que puedo responder y yo, like,
let me tell you.
Let me ask her, hold on, give me one second. Hey, güey, ya hasta te quería hablar en ese momento para ver qué pedo. Quería end the live and give me the tea, you know? But glad there's no tea. But there's a few other questions, and then I feel like we're going to cut it a little bit short.
¿Tan pronto? ¿Me vas a correr?
No, güey, porque tenemos...
Aquí todo el día.
Porque we have to go eat. I think I'm going to have to take her out at least to one more place before you go. She's leaving today, actually, guys. Can you believe that? She's doing a podcast right now, and she's leaving in a few, so... This one is a really interesting one. Y me la pusieron bastante. There's like several questions about this. So I really wanted to touch on that before we end the podcast. So how has your relationship changed with the baby and moving hours away from your family? How is your relationship after a baby? And did your perspective of life change after having a baby? So, baby talk. Mom life.
Question at a time.
Yes.
No, porque me olvidó lo que me preguntaste.
Yes, sí es. Soy. So how has your relationship with a baby changed?
Relationship with who?
With your husband.
My marriage?
With your marriage.
Well, that's going to take like 2 hours.
Let's get into it.
How has it changed? It has changed completely, I feel like.
Yeah? Why?
Because I just feel like when you become a mom, you change so much. Mm-hmm. And everything around you changes, like your time.
Yes. Like there's so much sacrifice that has to be made. For example, as we have two under two. Well, Adriel is not 2 anymore, but it was technically 2 under 2 for a long time. So Toño and I literally have to divide ourselves between the 2 kids, and it sincerely, like, it's hard. It's hard to like stay like motivated and stay like focused with your partner as well, but it's so important to not like lose that, you know?
Yeah, but it's very difficult to lose. Let's just like lose yourself, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't just say like I hate the word lose, like I'm losing myself in this, because to me, it's like I'm not losing any time because my time is not wasted.
Yeah.
Like, I love the time I am with my baby.
Yeah.
But it is hard because I would also like to divide or know how to, I guess, like, manage my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always think, like, if I live closer to my mom, I think it would just be easier.
Yeah.
Because I would have because every time like I want to leave her mom or like go on dates like that, I have to plan in advance. Like, mom,
Like a whole day, you were
like,
saying.
It has to go back and ask my mom if I could go out now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mom, can I go out, Shaggy? ¿Por qué me estás preguntando? Es que la puedes cuidar. Like, are you
Yeah.
busy or what? Like, I
Yeah,
have to know
for
her
sure.
schedule, you know?
For sure.
And so sometimes like everything just keeps happening. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, if I think it's hard, like I freaking blinked my eyes and my baby's 1 year old.
Yeah.
And you know how many times I got on a date? One time.
Oh my god.
But because you kind of just feel like I literally just blinked my eyes and she's already one. And
yes.
how did I just go on one day? But I just feel like every day just goes by so freaking fast that I didn't even think about it.
And I feel like because, again, like going back to your parents being so far away from you, it's kind of hard because there's nobody else you can rely on besides
I have no
you
one over there.
and Rogelio, you know? And so, like, when is Rogelio and Lulu time if you guys are with the baby? And siento que los primeros que de perdido 4 años hasta que el niño o la niña no va a la escuela, like, is like you constantly have to concentrate on that.
And the time that we do leave her is because we have something to do.
Like, it's never because you guys can just chill.
Yeah. It's kind of like, we're going to go take her because we have things to do.
Yeah.
So when we don't have things to do, then it's kind of like it's because I just don't feel, it sounds so much easier to be like, you need your time. But it's kind of like, there's so much time that I need to do other things. And it's like planning that moment. It's kind of like, okay, we'll do that. But then when it comes, we're like, we have to do other things, you know?
Yeah. I think relationship-wise, it's hard. Yeah. But as a mom, Lulu as a mom, I think you're doing a great job now at like dividing Lulu as a mom and Lulu as a person herself.
I feel like I'm barely after a whole year. I feel like I'm starting to thinking about myself, my job, because I put that a long time like
to the side
because I feel like it was the moment. I feel like since my baby was born, like I knew in my mind like it's okay to pause everything because she needs me more than anything else. Yeah. My job doesn't need me as much as she needs me. Nothing else needs me as much as her. Because I was breastfeeding for so long, she physically needed me. And I feel like Rogelio understand that.
But it was never like, es a lo mismo que voy que ahí, it was like you were dedicating your life to her and Rogelio was just cheering you on from the background. And now, how did you transition from your life to her?
So, I really never even noticed that we didn't go on dates. Like, and I didn't notice. I was like, when I heard someone like, someone asked me, like, when did you go on dates? I'm like, we went to dinner yesterday, like on Saturday, but the baby went. She's like, no, but not date, like just you and him. And I'm like, we just haven't. Yeah. And that's when I thought about it. But to me, I didn't like, I needed it, I wanted it. Because I feel like I was okay with that, you know?
But I remember whenever you were, or I don't know if it was before you gave birth or after, because I've always practiced like Juani as a person and Juani as a mom, que yo sí te decía, o sea, like, make sure don't lose yourself, get ready, like, and I always encourage people to get ready and like, don't ever just let yourself go, like, how you look, sadly enough, is how people treat you and how you feel, you know? So always look like, no te olvides de ti, you know? No te olvides de ti. Y siento que al principio como que sí llegaste a eso. Pero por eso te digo, ¿en qué momento decides tú la importancia de también ser Lulu como persona?
So I feel like after I stopped breastfeeding, that is when I started feeling like myself again. Oh, okay. Before, when I was breastfeeding, like, I didn't feel like myself. I was just honestly just mom mode. And honestly, I was okay with that. Like, I didn't feel depressed because I was in that moment. Like, I feel like I cherished that moment. I was that, and I was just focused on her. And I look back, and I don't regret it, you know? Yeah. But after I started breastfeeding, I started feeling like myself. I started feeling like, okay, like, I'm ready to leave her with my mom. I did. I remember the first time I left her with her. And I felt like I was going to feel worse. But I felt good. Yeah. I felt good. And that was a moment I was like, okay, I feel like I'm ready to do more stuff. I'm ready. And that's when I told Rogelio, I was like, I sat down with him and I was like, ya quiero empezar a salir tú y yo. Aww. Like, on dates. And to him, it was weird, too, because he's like, we do go on dates. Yeah. Like, we just went out, like, to a dinner date, like
Yeah.
a dinner. It was like, te acabo de sacar a comer.
Yeah.
And I was like, sí, pero tú y yo nomás. And he never thought about it either, you know?
Yeah. Because you guys were so, like, invested.
So he said, okay, mañana vamos. And I was like, no, I want you to, like,
Mm.
plan something. I want to get ready, like, all sexy, cute, you know?
Yeah.
I want you, like, you to take control, you know?
Yeah.
And we did. We went, he surprised me and everything. Like, he took the baby with my mom, and then he took, like, he didn't tell me where we're going or anything, and we went out to, like, and I always knew, I never thought, like, he was able to do that. Because I was always the planner. I always planned everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, he looked on Google, and he was like, a nice restaurant.
Aww.
And, like, he took me
Toño, take notes.
he took me out to, what was that? Castaway. It's like on a mountain. And he had never been. He's like, no sé qué es, pero vamos a ir.
Cosita.
And then we went, we had drinks, and it was, honestly, it was awkward.
Oh.
Because it was kind of like, you forget, you know, like, what do we talk about other than the baby or other stuff? And then you're like, how are you?
So picking up that relationship.
Yeah, you kind of like start fresh again. Like if you barely know this person, because you kind of just like completely change.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you guys did that. Now, do you think that before
we even got a little tipsy after that?
I think we know.
He's like, after that, he's like, wow, I want to do this more often, you know?
Of course.
Because, like, when you're a mom mode, you don't feel sexy. You're like, oh, like, I don't want to do nothing, you know, you're just like, ew, like, get away. Like, I feel nasty.
Yeah.
Even when I was breastfeeding, I felt nasty. Like, sticky, all that. I'm like, I smell bad. And after I start breastfeeding, and then this, and then I feel like.
And it's crazy because you stop breastfeeding, not because you wanted to, but because you had an accident.
I had an accident. I was taking medication. I was out of it.
So you kind of almost were like, I think you were forced to stop it. And that's whenever you realize it's okay. Like,
I felt like
she's going to be okay.
I wasn't forced to do it. I think I was still breastfeeding. I feel like everything just happens for a reason.
Yeah. Everything worked out. El chingazo que te diste en las escaleras. Y me estaba echando la culpa a mí.
Sí, porque era el día que te fuiste.
Sí, pero es que Diosito te estaba diciendo que ya necesitabas que enfocarte en ti. No, but I think that was all that, like, I wanted to touch. I hope that, like, my Juani, the podcast crowd, was able to really catch who Lulu is as a person. I think you went deep, baby. You tea around here. And I'm happy that you were able to open up and, like, give us some good life advice and life tips. And then maybe next time we can do me, you, el burro por delante ante todo. Rogelio, Toño, you and I, so they could see how we are as, like,
y nos
couples.
van a dejar hablar.
No, güey, son unos groseros. Pero sí, a la otra nos ponemos los cuatro juntos and we can get the shabam going. Now, on my last podcast, I did ask everybody to, because I just opened the YouTube channel, so I asked a few people to comment so that I can choose someone to regalarle unas botas. So you want to choose a winner? We'll just be random, okay? So
Me.
did you comment? No, she didn't comment. So ¿qué ibas a decir?
Muchas gracias por invitarme.
Todavía no. Todavía no acabamos. Ahorita, pero ya casi. Okay. So you're just going to randomly pick, okay? Up and down, and let us know. We'll count 5 seconds. Wait. Okay. Choose. Who is the winner?
Okay, it is Gladys Barajas.
Gladys Barajas, you just won a pair of rockin' boots.
Screenshot it.
Okay, send us a message on Instagram. Send me a message personally. And thank you so much for commenting, you guys. This YouTube channel is an upcoming YouTube channel, so definitely support. Share with everybody you know. Share it on your Facebook wall, on your Instagram story. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me out. And aparte, como que eso echa porras para que uno lo siga haciendo. So, but thank you so much for coming on my podcast, Lulu. You did amazing.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for asking questions that I probably would have never answered on my channel.
I'm so glad that this happened. And like, as you guys see, empecé nerviosa y everything just flew. Everything just flew. ¿Cómo se dice? It went with the flow. So, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye. Güey, ya te chingaste mi nuevo mic.
Bye.
Bye.